In other underreported news, I'll bet you missed this one since most people did. From the LA Times, I want to read you a little something that the LA Times had to say this week. They said but this is a story from Seattle. Quote, a man wielding a shotgun, armed with a knife and wearing a black hoodie, quickly fired several rounds at a small Christian university in Seattle on Thursday afternoon, killing a 20-year-old, it's tragic, of course, killing a 20-year-old man and injuring three others. But now here's the interesting part of the story. The story goes on to say, quote, a student security guard at Seattle Pacific University at its engineering building fired pepper spray at the suspect as he paused to reload at about 3:20 p.m. The student then this is a student working as guard. The student then pinned down the suspect until police arrived minutes later and took him into custody. Think about that for a second. What does this story tell us? Here's what's interesting. Nobody but the suspect was armed, except with pepper spray. And the situation was resolved. The man was stopped before he could kill again, without the use of guns. If there had been armed civilians all over that university, packing heat, carrying concealed weapons, as the NRA and its fantasy death cult would have wanted, that campus would have been littered with bodies, not necessarily including the killers. We've seen this happen before. Passersby, people who are standing around who see an act of violence happen or hear shooting, pull out their guns and start shooting wildly. Even when police do it. It happened at the Empire State Building. People don't know how to stay calm and use a gun in a smart way in a situation like this. And can you imagine if 2 or 3 guys had a gun, somebody hears a shot, 3 guys pull out guns, they each think the other is the perpetrator and they kill each other and a bunch of bystanders at the same time? That's the world the NRA and the other gun nuts want. Oh, by the way, and in other gun news, here's a story from Bloomberg. Gun control activists are renewing pressure on discount giant Target to ban firearms in its stores. Why? Because apparently what happened, I'm going to just skip ahead here, a loss prevention officer, that's somebody who goes around Target stores looking for risks, found a real loaded gun in the toy aisle of a Myrtle Beach branch of Target last night. Says the local NBC affiliate, quote, the gun was in plain view on top of a superhero play school toy box when the worker found it. He thought it was a toy. He realized it was real after seeing it was loaded with live ammo. Okay, so that's what we're up against now. The fact that it was in a toy section in an aisle of Target means that any child could have picked that toy up, or thinking it was a toy, and fired it and killed himself or killed somebody else. Remember, folks, this is something that's been going on. We have people who just think guns are toys, even when they kill people. We have people, who knows how this got here? You know, some people are saying it was a deliberate act of sabotage, that somebody wanted a child to get killed. We don't really know the backstory behind this because the perpetrator hasn't been arrested yet. They've got the video. But in the meantime, we've still, in this culture, got extremists out there misreading the Second Amendment and insisting that the right to carry a gun trumps the right for children and other Americans to live. Remember, guns don't kill people. Idiots who won't let us pass sensible gun control legislation kill people, and we're going to keep fighting that. I'm Richard, RJ Eskow, and this is The Zero